Happy Halloween for ages ago. Oh man, I keep really fucking up the dates of these podcasts and holidays. But hey, all right, happy spooky times. I don't know if you celebrate it or not, because I sure don't. I don't. I kind of used to. I used to not. Then I used to, and now I don't anymore. Because I didn't as a kid, even though I was aware of it. I just thought it was an American thing. Then as you get older, I guess you go to parties and you have a Halloween thing. And yeah, I guess I would dress up. I put in the most minimal amount of effort I could put in, and that would be it. And then now I don't anymore. I guess I don't. There's not really too many Halloween shits going on. I did go to one event recently, and I thought it was like a birthday Halloween thing altogether. And when I showed up and everyone was dressed up, I was like, "Oh, you got to dress up, huh?" Well, I'm dressed up as the scariest monster I can think of, myself. And then I guess me and my friends did do something on Halloween, but it was just an excuse to get drunk, so there's no Halloween thing about it. So I don't celebrate it. I don't celebrate it because it's a satanic, ungodly event, which I think should be cancelled. Cancelled? It's not very woke, is it, huh? No, so we got to cancel the Halloween and make sure that no one has fun of it. It's not that I don't want to celebrate it. It's just that I don't want to celebrate it and no one else can. Really, like anything that I don't want to do, no one else can do. Everyone must do the same things that I do. Otherwise, it's unwoke and it's satanic. But it sounded like my neighbors were celebrating it. It was weird. It was like late at night, still Halloween, and I was in my room and had my window open, and I could hear my neighbors, and they were like getting into this thing like they were moaning in sync, and I don't think it was sexual. I would not say so. But I could hear like about 3 or 4 women or something next door, just like, getting into a seance or something. They were going like, oh, oh, no, they were, what was it? They're like, oh, oh. I don't know. It didn't sound quite as much like that, like they were on a fucking roller coaster or something. But yeah, I was wigged out. I was like, man, I don't know. I mean, I believe these neighbors, they're like African. They're like full African. So maybe they had some kind of whatever thing going on, but they sure were celebrating All Hallows Eve, because I ain't heard that shit before. Oh, man. That was crazy. I was like, man. Yeah, all right. I forgot that it was Halloween, but that's what I assumed that was all about. So yeah, good old Halloween. Speaking of horrifying things, like I keep thinking about, what is the worst song ever? What is it? What do you think is the worst song ever? Because people say stuff like Rebecca Black's Friday, and I'm like, well, I guess it's bad, but I don't know, there's something about it. There's something that's like through the lines of badness in a song like that makes it like joyous. I've had a lot of joy with that song, so it can't really be that. That song doesn't like kind of prod me in the wrong area where I'm like, like I'm cringing and I feel like I have cancer. That song's more like, haha, it's bad. It's a bad, stupid song, haha. And it's very memeable, I guess, which I think can kind of save a song from being bad. Or maybe not save it from being bad, but I don't know, give it some kind of purpose in this world, in this universe. I've been thinking about this for a few years. And now I've like been really thinking about it again because I heard a song that I sort of think, this is pretty bad. It's pretty shit. It's insulting and it is cringy. It's that David Guetta song, I'm Good, Blue, which is horse shit. Because I love that. I only realized recently, like, oh, hey, the fucking I'm Blue, Dubba Dee Dubba Die song is a banger. Yeah, it's a banger. Like, I love that song, It's great. I remember it as a kid. And I guess as a kid, I just thought, like, any song was good. So I was just like, oh, yeah, this is cool. But no, it's stuck around because it's just... It's fucking catchy. So it has that. I mean, that doesn't make it good, but it is catchy. It's very fucking hooky. I think it's just an interesting song. And it's very like, oh, what's it all about, really? I'm blue. oh yeah, there might be something kind of darker, a more darker undercurrent going on. If I were green, I would die. If I was green, I would die. That's what people were saying. That were the lyrics, and I'm like, no. But even if it was, that's weird. That'd be a weird lyric. It's weird. It's a weird song. I don't know. It kind of, and it, I guess coupled with the music video, it has like a universe, something expanded out. Like, yeah, you think about those butt ugly Martians, the blue guys, the Blue Man group in the video. I don't know. It's just a weird angle to go at a song with, and it kind of makes it, I don't know, fun for the kids, I guess, and a bit of a novelty song, but I think still cool nonetheless. It's a banger. It's a banger. It goes off in the fucking club. I don't know. There's just a bit of flavor to it, okay? There's just a bit of something. Not like this remix, reinterpretation, retarded, reimagining reboot that we have here from David Guetta, where they've kind of just taken the song and like, oh, look, we got a hook here. This is our hook. We're just going to use this hook. And then they've just stripped the song and reduced it to just the blandest essence. Not even really an essence, just nothing. Just a very fucking normie, generic club banger in quotes. Because it's just so, just, like, it just sounds like every other club hit. Like, it would just go along with each other. It'd just go along with every fucking David Guetta song. Because all the songs sound the same, except for this one, because it sticks out a little bit, because it's fucking offensive. It's going against the fucking... ruining my childhood with this goddamn song. And I keep having to think, like, you know, obviously, okay, they're taking... It sounds like a cover, right? It's a cover, remix, whatever. I mean, you know, it's not like an original work, right? Yeah, they've just taken the lyrics and just made them shit. I gotta be careful when I talk about this, because I've always hated remixes. I'm just like, ugh, they just took a song and just made it sound like crap. So I'm not a fan of, like, and sampling as well sometimes kind of irks me. It's like when you listen, it's like when you've been listening to Daft Punk for the longest time, and then you hear like the original Robot Rock, that, what was it, like the start of that 70s song? And you're like, what the fuck? These guys, they're complete rip-offs. They've stripped off a song from the 70s. I've loved Robot Rock for the longest time, and now I realize they just went, oh, just cut this part of the song, copy-paste, copy-paste. These guys are overrated. I thought they were playing those instruments, goddammit. So it's like that, you know. I mean, obviously, I still like Daft Punk. I like Vaporwave. Obviously, that's like, you know, horrendous sampling, you know, where, yeah, you just... And it's like cut badly on purpose, like it's sampled badly. But you know, I fuck with Vaporwave in that sense, like that the old style Vaporwave with like the very sample based kind of stuff where you know it's coming at it from a particular angle, so I get that. But you know, whatever. I love Vaporwave, but it's stupid. I understand it's stupid. But back to the song, I'm just bothered by even if the original I'm Blue didn't exist and this was just as it is, it still sounds... It's like with the title, or the way that they've redone the chorus. So instead of I'm blue, dabba dee dabba die, where you're like, ha ha ha, catchy, funny tune, with the blue Martians and everything. Instead now you just have, I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling fine, I'm gonna have the best fucking time of my life, man. It sounds like, you know, you're in a club, your friend's drunk and or high, and they're trying to, like, mask their depression. Like, even right now, they're like, I'm depressed, but hey, I'm in a nightclub, I'm getting drunk, and I'm on E. I gotta, like, try and work my way through this. I still gotta try and contrive a good time right now. So that's what it sounds like when your friend's like that. You're like, whoa, you look fucked up, man. And they're like, I'm good. I'm feeling just fine. You're like, I don't know about you. Yeah, have some water. I'm out of here. You'll be all right. Like, that's the vibe. It's not even like a good, like, you know, I can shit on some of these dance songs and whatever, but at least they still kind of have a vibe that's appropriate for the dance halls. You good old barnyard dance halls and everything. And even if I was in one and I was having a few drinks, I'd be like, oh, fuck it, you know, it's not exactly a banger, but it'll do. Whatever, I'm going to start dancing. I need to get laid tonight. But a lot of those kinds of songs, they don't have that, like, subdued, yeah, oh, they do get into a, like, yeah, we're young, we're gonna live forever, YOLO, your Black Lives Matter, woo, defund the police, we're gonna have a good time tonight. You know, it's like, oh yeah, whatever, they're cool. They're getting into a vibe, and then it literally sounds like they're having a good time. And like, well, whatever, fine. It's not my thing, but that's cool. But just this whole, like, pretending like you're not on antidepressants is just like, I'm good, I'm good, I'm alright. It's just that kind of thing. And just to take, like, that's shit. Like, that doesn't get me in a mood. And then on top of that, you're taking away, like, the interesting aspect of the original song where it's just blue, that, like, at times I just have that, like, hook in my head, like, all fucking day. And you've just completely removed it. Like, this is just nothing. And it sounds like a song that was probably made in one afternoon. It was just like, oh, just take the hook and just go. Even that, what I just did was, like, fucking more original. So yeah, that's a song that, like, it irks me. It makes me cringe. It's a rip-off, I guess. That doesn't help. It's bland. It's bad for what it is. It isn't what it is. So it's just such a fuck crap of a song. There's nothing about it. It's like sucked away joy out of this world. Unlike Rebecca Black's Friday, where she brought joy into the world. I mean, a lot of, yeah, I guess I just like a lot of ironic shit, you know. I listen to these, you know, those not classic albums, but the kind of albums that are like, someone tried to make a good album or whatever, and then people were just trashing it, like Corey Feldman. Like that, those songs are bad. I know, but they're funny. Especially that song where he's like, we remember we were together. Scoop-a-doop-boop. You listen to that and you think, wow, this guy's really, he's not trying to be funny. But god damn, this is funny. So I find that song hysterical. But there's nothing funny about this one. I'm good. There's nothing funny about it. There's just nothing. It's just, and it sounds generic, but it kind of sticks out because of this whole fucking around with the original song and sounding just so sedated. So yeah, I'd nominate that for worst song ever made. I probably should have looked up, but if I did Google what worst song ever, people would be like, oh yeah, Rebecca Black and Corey Feldman and fucking Juju or whoever. I'd be like, fuck you, I like all these people. Ironically. I guess the only other song that I could think of, actually there's this one band that I think have two songs that I kept thinking were the worst. But I would say, well, it's Thirsty Merc, and they have a song called There's Someday. Yeah, I would say Someday. 20 Good Reasons is pretty bland, but I think it had some interesting dynamics in the verses, so that's fine. But I feel like Someday is that song evokes like when you're just lying in bed and you're absolutely not sleepy at all, and you have like your dad sleeping with you, snoring really loudly, and the afternoon sun's coming in and just blinding you in the face, and you know you got to lie there for another 5 hours, and you're trying to get to sleep, and it's absolutely impossible, and there's nothing you can do, and you're like sweating, and your dad's sweating on you, and you can't turn over, or you'll see a snoring face. And you're just like really warm. That's the feeling that song gives me. I really don't like it. Anyway, I haven't even heard that song in ages. Anyway, let's get on to the... So I saw Rolling Stones had their best comedies of the 21st century. Oh, that must be all shit. Because there's been fuck all good... I guess there's been a few good comedies. You know what? Let me just quickly check something. We got all these. So what was it? 50. Wait, hang on. Nah, they don't have it. Alright, we'll go through this. So, they don't seem to have Hot Rod. Well, fuck off. So what they have here instead. So number 1, spoiler alert, Best in Show. Best in Show. Actually, wait a minute, I just realized something. Yeah, like you'd think like, oh, Rolling Stone, they'd have like a bunch of gay movies and like black movies and everything. They don't have Get Out there. They must watch that movie and be like, oh, this isn't a comedy. This isn't a comedy at all, right? This is real. That movie is real. I would Get Out has a comedic story. I don't really think I feel this way about Jordan Peele in general. Actually, no, I guess just with that film, it's not really it's got a comedic story. I really like the story. The concept in general is great, but I guess there's no real jokes peppered through the movie. There's a few, and a few kind of incidents here and there, but I still like don't think like I'm laughing a whole lot at it. So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't count it as a fucking comedy. Anyway, so the number one film is Best in Show, and I was like, oh, that's random. It's like a mockumentary kind of film, you know. So, like I had it on DVD, so I gave it a watch, and I was like, yeah. It was weird. Like that. At first, I thought like this film isn't funny. Like I'm not digging it. It's very just like improvisational, improv-y, like boomer improv, and I'm like, I'm like irked by it. I did think throughout the whole film, like this is a film that doesn't love dogs, and that's a bit of a problem. It doesn't love dogs. It loves its actors instead. So that is concerning with the film because it's more about like the people, the dogs. Like I wish a comedy film about dogs would have, I don't know, jokes to do with the dogs. I understand that's hard because you got to like train the fucking dogs, I guess, or whatever. But there's no actual jokes to do with dogs, you know. It's not like the dog like goes, puts its paws over its eyes or whatever. There's none of that. It's all to do with like the actors. Not even the characters, the actors. Yeah, I wasn't really digging it until towards the end. I don't know why. It just started getting funnier. As if like they filmed it in chronological order, and then as they got towards like filming the end, they were like, "Oh, hey, we're starting to get some good stuff." It was because of the introduction of Fred Willard towards the end of the movie. He was great. I think he's the best character in the film. He had some like top lines, you know, just some good stuff as like that co-commentator. Great character. But I mean, aside from that, I mean, I don't know. It's fine. I might watch some of the other movies. You know, goddamn, so many of these movies, I just don't find that funny. Like, so number 2 is In the Loop. Like, it's, I don't know. It's not that funny. I don't really find that. I still like it. I still like the movie, but I'm watching it just like, oh yeah, these are some amusing circumstances the characters are finding themselves in, and they react in a particular way. But I don't know. Again, it's very like mockumentary, boomer humor. Like no real actual like. Here's the joke. It's kind of just more like, oh, well, that guy's a cunt. Oh, he's a bit of a cunt. It's more like that. I don't know. I mean, okay, and then number 3 is Bridesmaids, and that's more jokey, but I don't give a fuck about that. All these fucking just dirty humor. I want more clean humor, all right? I can't go through all 50 of these. It's just going to take too long. But I mean, you have Step Brothers. I mean, that's good. Idiocracy, better concept than actual jokes throughout the film. And then like Punch Drunk Love, it's like, that's a great film, but it's not funny to me, really. I guess it kind of is. I don't know. I always think like a movie has to make you laugh, like laugh out loud, not even a chuckle, a good solid laugh 7 times. It should at least pass that. I'm not sure if Punch Drunk Love gets that. But I do like the bit where he's on the phone to his sister. He's trying to get her number. He's like, just give me the fucking number. Give me the fucking number or I'll fucking kill you. All right. At number 7, Tony Erdmann. Man, that movie's overrated. And I mean, no one gives a fuck about that movie now. That movie came out, people were like, oh man, it's like a woman in the movie. Woo. Not funny. Shaun of the Dead. People have their own opinions about it. I shouldn't shit on it too much. 40-Year-Old Virgin, fuck off. Stayed in Maine. Wow. I don't know, like just very much one of the lesser David Mamet movies. Not that funny and not that memorable. In Bruges is good. Anchorman sucks. Anchorman sucks dick all the way through. The Death of Stalin, again, like good movie, not funny. Later on, like A Serious Man. Well, as the title suggests, not very fucking funny, is it? Again, like it's a great movie, but it's not funny. Lady Bird sucks. Tropic Thunder at 18. I might put it higher. Mean Girls as well. Yeah, good. Borat at 21. God damn, that's pretty low, I think. Borat is great, the first one. Borat is a funny movie. And it is like mockumentary, like I'm saying, but it's not just like awkward. And like I think Sacha Baron Cohen in that movie is able to like identify a joke and be able to get to that joke with real people, you know, rather than just stumbling and bumbling around. If like just you know. Anyway, what else? Lego Movie, that's good. The Trip. You know, yeah, I can't just keep talking about all of these, but some of these movies, like some of them, it's like super bad. Like, okay, yeah, that's a comedy movie, and I don't know. I remember laughing at that when it came out, but I haven't seen it since or whatever. I get that's fine. And then you have like Frances Ha, and it's like, more like Frances Meh, more like Frances barely even chuckling. Oh my god, I think there's a thunderstorm coming my way. Yeah, these are like, I've always had a problem with this shit, man, where it's like, whoa, dude, Lady Bird, that's a funny movie. That's the top comedy movie of the year. It's such bullshit, man. It's just like with the Golden Globes. I always thought like they would give like best comedy, like you know how they'd have best musical and best comedy, which is outdated because they had way more musicals and way more comedies back when the Golden Globes became a thing, and now there's fuck all. There's fuck all musicals. If you make a musical, you'll probably win it. I mean, I guess a comedy movie might come and snatch it from me, but yeah, make any musical and I'm sure it will fucking win. But I mean, comedy, like, you have stuff like Green Book fucking winning, and it's like, that's not a comedy movie. It really isn't. Fucking, you have all these, like, dramatic moments in the film, and you're like, how is this a fucking comedy movie? Fucking... And then you have, like, The Martian winning as well, which was controversial. I mean, yeah, yeah, that isn't a comedy movie. I know there's humor in the movie, and the humor makes sense because of, like, how the guy has to, like, mentally keep himself sane, just living on Mars, so he keeps joking to himself, so that's fine. I mean, that's not the main concept of the film, so it doesn't make it a comedy movie, and it isn't a comedy movie, that's for fucking sure. And then there's like certain films on here that I would put much higher up, like Team America, but whatever. That's at number 29. The Lobster at 32. I watched that recently. That movie's tight, man. That's a great movie. And it is funny. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's definitely a very European kind of humor. Yeah, by the way, not many fucking European films here, are there? I mean, I know the French, like, make horrible, bloody slapstick comedy movies where they're like, ooh, do you want to fuck me? Oh, I fuck you. Oh, I dropped my map. Oh, come on. They're just bullshit, man. Bloody well hate them. And the barely even comedies. You know, I'm just going to say movie titles now. Adaptation. Yeah, good. I mean, like, look, Adaptation is clearly a fucking better movie than Superbad, but I mean, is it funnier? Maybe? Like, that's the thing about this shit. And it's like Bad Santa. Bad Santa, again, is like the movie where it's like, yeah, that's a comedy movie. It has jokes. It's like kind of, it doesn't present itself in a way like Adaptation where it's like, oh, it's kind of quirky, but it's still a serious, like, Bad Santa is just legit comedy. And it's funny. And then Knocked Up is like legit comedy, but it's not funny. I watched that fucking movie and I thought, well, this is okay, but I just realized something by the end when it finished. I didn't laugh. Where's the jokes? It's just Seth Rogen going, I'm gonna stick my dick in your pussy? Huh? What do you think about that? And then like years later, he's like, oh man, I so regret all the raunchy bro comedy movies I made. Oh. I think, like, in the 40-Year-Old Virgin, doesn't he like rape a woman in it? Isn't that like a punchline? Where this woman's like wants to fuck the other guy. And then Seth Rogen just takes his place. He's like, yeah, I'll fuck her. And she's like, who are you? And he's like, I'll rape you then. And that's one of the funniest movies of the 21st century. I don't know. Not very woke, bloody cancelled Judd Apatow. Oh, here's a foreign movie, Force Majeure. Yeah, that was funny. That was very, that was brutal. This is bullshit. So they have Jackass the movie at 43. And come on now, the first Jackass movie is not the funniest of the fucking it's number 2 or maybe 3. Not the first one. The first one is like a little tame when you watch it. It feels too much like, oh, this would have been in the show. But like with the second and third one, they really upped it up and tried to make it more like cinematic and more like imaginative and more like, you know, just have flying dildos around. It was just, I don't know, there was just a bit more to it and it just felt less like, I don't know, like bros fucking around. Then they were like, no, we need to get serious. And you have, you know, wilder stunts like the poo cocktail, Portaloo cocktail. Yeah, you know, and then you have, you know, some film that makes you laugh 4 times throughout. And it's just like, oh, it's a heartwarming tale and, you know, really learn. American Psycho at 49. That's cool. Eh? That's a funny movie. There was no Freddy Got Fingered, though. Where's Freddy Got Fingered? That's a fucking comedic masterpiece. And that's not showing up in the bloody... That's clearly... Man, unbelievable. Unbelievable. You have Jackass there, but not Freddy Got Fingered. A film that is very much a comedy. The storyline itself is, like, very comedic. And it's just filled with jokes. And it was very, like, prescient for what it is. Because it's such a, you know... just impulsive, sporadic humor that you would get later on with like Eric Andre and Tim and Eric. Man, that's some bullshit there. And obviously they're not going to have the Everything is Terrible movies, which are all like my favorite. They're like my favorite things. They're my favorite like comedic pieces of art that have ever been created. There's some of my like, if you want to call them films, favorite films. They're fucking amazing and they make me laugh like so much all throughout. But yeah, no, they're not. They're clearly not going to show up. I mean, it wouldn't even really count as films, would they? Huh? Would they? I remember seeing this European film called Wild Tales, and that was really funny. That had like a bunch of tales in, like a bunch of short films about people getting revenge for like petty reasons, and that was hysterical. That was done really well, and. Yeah, you'd think it'd be there. I think it's in like the IMDb top 250. I don't know, like you'd think it'd be there. But I mean, this just goes to show like the confusion of comedy films. Like the same with the Golden Globes with their whole thing, where you have like comedy films where it's like sitcom laughter, and then you have films where it's like more like an existential, like Noah Baumbach, Wes Anderson. Kind of thing where you're like, oh, yeah, this is funny, I suppose. I don't want to say like a film that's like really, it still has like character development and everything and like an actual reason to make the film and it has jokes in it. Like, I'm not saying that's... that wouldn't count as a comedy film. Like, you can still have that and still be, like... but some of them just lean way the fuck into the drama. And it's like, oh, it's got a couple of jokes. It must be a comedy then. So, yeah. I thought Bros was on here. Wait, where is it? Bro! I swear to fucking Christ, where the hell is it? Oh, okay. There's a fucking... there's 20 more that I didn't see. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. The 70th... funniest movie of the 21st century and whatever. Wait, I feel like the list that I was looking at got it completely wrong. Anyway, yeah, Bros is one of the greatest comedy movies. It's the 67th best. Yeah. Well, I haven't seen it, but I hear it's pretty gay. Disaster Artist. Yeah, that's amusing. That's a good one. But I don't know. Oh, they have The Beach Bum at 64. See, I don't know, man. Like, is that I fucking love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies of the 21st century. But goddamn, like, I don't know. I don't like. Is it a comedy movie? And that movie to me, I mean, it has this kind of irony and kind of like the way it shows you kind of like a despicable at times main character, and you're like, oh god, man, how the fuck am I supposed to deal with this guy? But it seems like very earnest and kind of just like a joyful, like a joyous film. But I don't know about like being jokey and like funny and like having like actual ha-ha moments. Like again, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Oh yeah, For Ragnarok. Oh, that's a comedy movie, man. That is one of the best fucking. There's so many quips. Now they really leaned into the quips in that film, and it just made it so hysterical. You know that like, in superhero movies, like just about all superhero movies, where towards the end they have like a CGI shit fest, a shit fight, and like there's a few quips here and there where like they kill someone and they're like, "Oh, he had a coming," and then it cuts back to like a serious moment. Yeah, that was hilarious. Ha ha in that fucking movie. So 55 to have Pop Star Never Stop Popping. Oh, I forgot about that movie. That was a fun movie. That was funny. But yeah, where's Hot Rod? They say here, no Hot Rod. Well, fuck you. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I hate comedy movies made after 1941. So give me the screwball comedies any day. It's like, I've seen a few of them, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't. Back then I would have been like, these movies are bullshit. They're not fucking funny. All the women that I know in my life lap them up. This is bullshit. Give me Marx Brothers or Three Stooges any day, goddammit. I saw that I Heart Huckabees was in there. Yeah, I remember watching that movie. I don't know. I thought it was okay. I don't remember laughing really too much at it. But speaking of David O. Russell, I just feel like to bring him up because here's what I saw recently. I saw his first movie that he ever made, Spanking the Monkey. I feel like I've been at work today, like with the coffee machine, and I feel like I could smell steamed milk. Like it's still on my nose, you know? Anyway, Spanking the Monkey. So I was reading about it in this book, and I was like, I'll watch it. It took me ages to find the fucking movie. I couldn't even watch it legally, unless I spent $44 on a DVD on eBay. It's like, I can't, like, Amazon, it's like, oh, you need a VPN to get this, you motherfucker. And I'm like, well, fuck you, I think I torrented it, or I spent 6 hours downloading it. I don't know. Anyway, I watched it. Now, there's a hilarious movie. That's a film to me that's like, it really gets it tonally right. Like, there is a very serious streak throughout the movie that makes you think, like, yes, this is very much like, you know, dealing with characters in these particular predicaments. I'm sure a lot of people haven't heard of it, but for those that don't know, the movie is about a guy who fucks his mum. Spoilers. It's, he has to, like, take care of his mum, and they have not a hugely fraught relationship, but it's weird, obviously, and his mum is a MILF, so it's like, oh, yeah, get in there with your mum. But it does actually get into the whole impulsiveness and how she cares less than he does, and he becomes suicidal because of it. But there's definitely some jokes, you know, throughout the film, especially with, like, his friends that are, like, that he hangs out with. So yeah, that's a great movie about incest. I really did like it. I think like it's David O. Russell's best film from what I've seen. And he's made some good stuff. But yeah, I dug it. And then I just happened to see like, oh, his new film's coming out soon, Amsterdam. It's got like a huge cast and whatever. And I was like, yeah, I don't know anything about it, but I'll check it out. Let me see. I was seeing it was getting bad reviews, and I was like, oh, whatever. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe. So yeah, I saw it, and it's pretty fucking bad. It's pretty, just this period piece, like kind of farcical film where it's like, oh, there's a dead guy. What are we going to do about this dead guy? Oh, we got to like go back and like figure out, what it's all about, and I don't know. I've just forgotten the plot of the movie. Like, I just don't give a fuck. But I just remember like that's a film that really gets a bad tone because it's a film that feels like, all right, this isn't dramatic enough for me to like get invested in the story, in this tone, in this kind of era that we're looking at, in any of the characters. It doesn't feel that way. It feels like arm's length in that way. So you're like, oh, so it feels kind of more like a comedy movie, but it isn't funny, and it doesn't seem to be going for the jokes. So it's just completely dead and flattened, and kind of like all the way through. Like as I was watching the movie, I was just thinking, oh, I'm bored. I'm so bored. Like I just hate this crap. Is just, a little smug, there are smugger films out there, but this one isn't like quite too much like these actors being like, ooh, look at me, huh? Hey, oh, it's me, that kind of thing. But I guess, whatever, legit acting in it, but it's completely wasted on just this film where you're just watching it thinking, why did this get made and why am I watching it? Apparently it's based on a true story. It feels particularly unanachronistic. But it doesn't feel like its own time setting. You're looking at it thinking like, this doesn't really quite all like to gel. I would know. I was around in the 30s, Anyway, it doesn't really have any like, real historical importance, or like has like a bearing on like the history of that time, or like just before. Like if you know a bit of the history, like you get a bit more out of the film. It doesn't feel like that way. It's just overlong, obviously like 130 something minutes of just bullshit, just like from one bullshit to another, from like, oh, here's another character to come in, and this thing and that thing. Oh yeah, like Margot Robbie's in it as like the woman. She plays the woman. That's it. That's her. And I felt like not a bad performance, but just like a bad character, because that probably was the smuggest performance, where it's just like, oh man, I'm the woman. Oh, we're gonna go over there. Well, you guys don't even know about this. And that kind of thing. I've legitimately forgotten what it was about. Like, it's like, so they got this union guy, and then they need to get him to make a speech. Oh, for the union. And then like one of them is like suspected of killing Taylor Swift's in the movie. It's the only good part in the movie where it's like early on and like someone just shoves her in front of a car and she gets run over. That was good, but like, yeah, you got like a little joke like that, but nothing else. And like the rest of the film doesn't like kind of like tie around with the movie. And then you have like a whole bunch of flashbacks where it's like, this is how I met this guy, and you're like, okay, cool. Like how Kristen Bale met the other dude, and it was like in the war and whatever. And you're like, this doesn't matter. It doesn't. Like, why does it matter that they met? Like, how does it? Who cares? Why would it not bother that they get in this predicament? Fuck, man. I really have forgotten, like, what's it about it? What the storyline of the movie, from what I remember, is wasting my fucking time and money. Oh, apparently it's a period comedy thriller. Oh yeah, fucking ha. I mean, hardly funny, hardly thrilling, and barely any period in the film. Like I was saying, it doesn't really have much of a bearing on the history around it. So what is it? I don't know. The mysterious murder of a retired U.S. general. Right, yeah, because he shows up in a coffin, and it's like, oh, how did he die? And it's like, he got poisoned, and he had some dealings of, like, the unions. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. And you know what? It's gotten bad reviews. Well, it says here, mixed reviews. And it was a box office bomb. A huge bomb, and now people are like, oh, all these... You got these films of all these an ensemble cast, but it's like, no one gives a fuck. God, so many people in the movie. I barely even remember a lot of them. I mean, fucking Mike Myers is in it and everything. Rami Malek. Great. Oh, fuck me, man. $27.7 million it's made. Well, you know what? 16 or was it $14 of that was mine that I spent. And I don't mind, all right? Because it's a bloody gamble, all right? It's a gamble to... it's like if you went to the casino to have a good time, but you gambled away your money. And like, well, I didn't have a good time. I want my money back. You can't do it. You can't do it with this movie. So yeah, I guess, yeah, the big thing is, I guess there's two big things. I mean, first of all, yeah, it's like the why. I mean, this is based on a true story and everything, but it's like, why did this get made? Like, what is the point of this movie? What is it trying to, like, put across? And why is it called Amsterdam? Amsterdam. It just shows like how this film tonally is just, it's not funny and it's not dramatic. And then his first film is dramatic and is funny. And there's like a why to that film. It's like, haha, sexy incest. But it shows like this guy how when he goes through such a thing, it causes such deep hatred. Like he was trying to genuinely love his mother, you know, or at least like support her because she has like a broken leg in the movie. Ooh, nice. And he got a broken penis. Yeah, anyway, I'm tired, man. But yeah, there's a why to that film, and this one here is just makes me. I'm literally getting like cramps, like a stomach ache. I've been having cramps recently. Oh fuck me, I gotta go to the doctor's. Oh fuck, man. God damn, it's really coming up. God damn, ow. Fuck, man, it really hurt the other day. I was like doubled over. I was like, fuck, ow. Period pains. God damn it, man, I don't like life, but like my body like turning on against me is like not helping at all. God damn it. Oy vey. It makes watching movies harder as well, because I'm watching a movie and I'm like, ow. This did happen as I was watching Amsterdam, but you know what? It wasn't wasted. I mean, no wait, what am I trying to say? Like, it was good that it was happening during that fucking film. Yeah, anyway, look, it's not like there's too many characters in the film. It's just a bullshit film or whatever. You know, who gives a fuck? David O. Russell, you know. And I didn't mind, like, Joy and, you know, Silver Linings Playbook. I mean, I haven't seen it since it came out, and I remember liking it fine enough. But, I mean, what's going on with, you know, what's happening? It's been so long making this film, and then it just comes out to such disappointment, and it's no wonder because it sucks. Anyway, this has been the David Morgan Brown Experience. Brother, bros, yeah, just like in the movie. Gonna suck me off, gonna suck each other off while we watch Bros in the cinema. Yeah, I was watching that movie in the cinema on my own, jerking it up. And then someone came on the back of my head. And I was like, yeah, brother, thanks for that. The fucking, the Head and Shoulders, the shampoo, get that conditioner in, yeah, for all my dandruff. It's not dandruff, it's just dried cum, baby.